Good morning, everybody. I just got up here to my challenge coin of one of, I don't know if I'll get to hike up here again or not. Kind of just depends on what all is going on this weekend for me. Like I said, I have plans to uh, go out and do that archery shoot this weekend. So I'm not sure that I'll get to hike back up here again. Um, here, Hank. So that's basically that. Um, you guys getting outside today? Oh, I'm sorry. What happened? What happened here? He doesn't usually squeal. I don't know if I pinched him or what. Do you have anything in your paw? Why you? No, you're okay. Okay, Hank's okay. So, not sure why he squealed, but he did. Uh, he doesn't usually do that. Anyhow, like I said, I'm trying to get out to that archery shoot. Uh, it all depends if I got to work or not. Uh, I know work's not everything, but right now, with me getting ready to go through chemo, getting anything and everything we can under contract is a really good thing. And Terry's not quite ready to go show houses yet, so it's all on me still. I do have my team. They could go show a house if I need to on Saturday, but that's that. I do have some houses to show tomorrow before I leave, and we'll get that done, and then I can get going. Hopefully, go do that shoot because that'll be a lot of fun. And Hank and I like hiking back in there too. I do have some videos, um, and of that area that I've hiked before. I'm going degrees here in Lakeside. Um, it's gonna start warming up. It looks like we're gonna get into the 69, 70s maybe by the weekend. Um, Looking forward to it, not looking forward to it. One of those things. But we'll take whatever we get. No matter what, it's always nice. Um, it actually might be nice going through chemo where it's not so cold this time. You guys probably can't hear me because I didn't put the mic in very. Hold on a second. Let me actually get professional here. Oh, let's see. Here's the mic. Receiver. Now, can you hear better? I bet you can. Um, Sorry about that. I don't know what I was doing, what I was thinking. I forgot to put the microphone in the camera. Um, it it's just a little different today. I'm doing it where it's on my tripod, loud and clear now anyway, right? Uh, so I'm trying it a little differently, so I can move around and you guys aren't getting as dizzy. Uh, Let me show you where I'm at. Like I said, this is up by my challenge coin. Just a beautiful day, really. A little bit of cloud cover. We do have some wind, but that's what we get up here in the White Mountains, and especially during spring. The springtime, we do get the wind, and that's just going to increase our fire risk and danger once again. Let me go over here to see if anybody, I don't know if his leash is long enough. Like I said, I am going to start noting every day that I come up here. Oh, nope, there it is. I thought someone took the challenge coin. Not yet. So today is, what is today? Oh, Hank, you wrapped around everything. Oh, give me a second here, Pete. The 20th. Okay, so it's been 4 days since I got up here. What do we got going on today? Yes, it is very gorgeous here. The only place better is Hawaii, right? And I'm not there right now, so that's okay. I'll enjoy here. I'll take every moment of being out in the outdoors I can get. It's just the way I like it. Put that back. Challenge coin still there. So today I just got to get ready to go camping. Hank really enjoys camping with me. I don't know if he likes camping or just likes being with me. Maybe one little of each. So the hike today wasn't too bad. Whatever was going on yesterday, I think is over. I think it must have been something I ate. I don't think it was the chemo. I really don't. Or not chemo, but the radiation. I think it was just something I ate. I was just kind of miserable most of the day yesterday. Got out after lunch and went and did some stuff I needed to get done, and now I feel fine. Slept good, slept through the night. I don't have any pains, no nauseousness, no nothing. So whatever it was is gone, subsided, gone. So I think the radiation went really well accordingly, as far as not making me sick or anything. So I'll take it. That I will. Uh, Other than that, today, what do we got? We got to go look at a house for a client, um, see if this house is something that would work for them or not. And I do video tours for people even. A lot of people are 3 hours away, 4 hours away from where we're at, and they want to see the house now. And what I offer is I go in and I'll do a video tour, and I'm really good at it because number one, I go slow. If you're doing tours, if you're a realtor, some people go real fast, and you just got to go slow and explain everything you see. Being that I'm a retired home inspector, I'm able to show people even more, and explain more to them and articulate it to them, so that way they understand what they're looking at. Got a helicopter or something flying around over here behind me. Yeah, I squirrel. If you watch my channel at all, you know I'm a squirrel. Um, that's just how I am. It's what makes me me. So that's that. So we'll get that done and get my 4Runner ready. Make sure I can pull my bow back, which I don't see any problems, being that I really haven't lost any muscle waiting on or going through radiation. So I feel okay about it. What about my thoughts on Monday? So my thoughts on Monday, I start chemo for 6 months. A lot of people wonder who talked me into that or why I would do chemo. So once again, depending if you're new or if you're just learning to follow me or starting to follow me, stage 3B rectal cancer, and I did chemo at the beginning. I did radiation chemo. I went on watch and wait because the tumor disappeared. It was a 5 centimeter tumor in my rectum. It disappeared, came back 6 months later. I did my, I went off watch and wait, and we went into surveillance because the tumor reappeared at 1 centimeter. Found that during not colonoscopy, but sigmoid, I can't even say it, sigostomy or whatever, flex sig they call it. I did alternative medicine during that time, and between the fenbendazole and the ivermectin and everything else I took, I could not stop the growth of the tumor. So 9 months later, with only my surgeon by my side, no oncologist, I decided to go ahead and have this tumor removed, which also removed my rectum and put me into a colostomy bag or ostomy bag for the rest of my life. All margins were clear, and yet still there was 3 small tumors left in the surgical bed that we discovered not too long after surgery. And in my opinion, my gut feeling, this is like my last chance to still be called curable. I don't want to go palliative. I don't want to just prolong in my life. I want to actually make this work, and I want to get rid of this cancer. I'm not going to start. I'm going to keep doing the alternative with the chemo. I've already done the radiation. Uh, and I'm just basing this off of a question that was brought up yesterday. But that's why I'm doing chemo this time. Um, I cannot take a chance of losing the curative status. Um, my family's too important to me, and I want to be there for them. I want to be able to see grandchildren. I want to see Hank. Hank's only going to be, wait a minute, what's today? The 20th. Oh my. Hey, your birthday's in 6 days, dude. Yeah, 6 days. We're going to have a birthday party on here for Hank. Um, so, that's why I'm doing chemo. I'm taking this serious. I always have taken it serious, whether people thought so or not. But that's why I'm doing it. But my thoughts on it, of course, I'm a little worried. Um, my challenge coin, though, it says right on there, I shall not, right here, I shall never give in to fear. Well, I'm not going to give in to fear, but, um, it's still scary going into chemo. They access your port, and the next thing you know, you've got poison running through your body, running into your body. And it is a poison that can kill you. The results of it killed my mother when I was 5. She died of pneumonia, but it's because of chemo and cancer. I'm doing preventive measures that I can to not have that happen. Breathing exercises. Like I said, I got the pneumonia shot. It's a one and done. Back when I first started chemo, and so I'm gonna endure it. I'm gonna embrace it. I'm gonna invite you guys along for the journey still, and I'm gonna make the best of it. And I'm gonna just get through this 6 months, kill this cancer off, and I'm gonna live out the rest of my life. And I'm gonna show you guys the rest of my life when I'm done. And you guys are gonna have to tune in for the next like 20, 30 years. I know 20 is not really that many. Maybe I'll just give up filming by then. But I'm 50 years old, and I plan to continue living life. And I will get up here during chemo, one way or another. It's too pretty not to. And it's just a feel-good place. I might bring a chair up here and make a little spot for me just to sit and sun a little bit, get some vitamin D. And not to mention I might need a break before heading back down the hill. So I might just do that too. I might find me one of my old chairs or something to bring up here. So that's kind of my thoughts on Monday. I'm sure that I'll have my moments. We all do. And it's not something that you should be ashamed of for having. I've told you guys I've had mental breakdowns, I've had emotional breakdowns, whatever. It happens. We're going through cancer. And, what do you do? What do you do when you are going through a hard time like this? And what do you use to cope with that? Drop a comment down there and let me know what you guys do, because it's always interesting. Everybody has a little different take. Everybody has a different way of doing things. And, that's what makes us all human and makes us all individuals. So I'd love to see what people are thinking down there. Wednesday, I'll get the pump off from the chemo. They do put a pump on that I have to live with from, when I leave the cancer center on Monday. And I'm gonna sit down because my back is hurting me. I'm standing a little bit. So like I said, they'll take that pump off on Wednesday, and that'll make me feel better. Farm guy, you fight with the wife? That's how you. Oh, is that what it says? I'm pretty positive without putting my glasses on. I lost my Kleenex. What did I do? So yeah, and by the way, when you start going through chemo, you'll need even more Kleenexes because you lose your nose hairs. That's okay. How do you guys like? I don't know. Some of you are waiting for me to tune in the mornings. Um, have you seen the little video? I'm starting to put a little video at the beginning so you can watch while you wait. Hopefully, it's not keep you guys um, occupied there. Why don't they want to take out your whole colon? Because it's not colon cancer; it's rectal cancer. Uh, the 3 tumors that were residual or that were left that we found later are actually in the surgical bed. They're not in my colon, so there's no reason to take out the colon. Um, that's the best way I can put it. Basically, there's one where my rectum was. I think the bladder up here. There's one up here by the bladder. There's one down by my tailbone, and then there's one off to the side, and that's just what what the PET scan found. And hard time to let the feels sink in and let them flow through. I have learned that trying to fight it just makes things worse and projects onto others. That is true. I mean, that's why I try to stay positive. That's why I try to get out and do something fun, enjoyable to me. That way I'm not pushing my problem off on in my what do you want to call it? Whatever, my negativity on someone else. That's why I'm getting out here. My wife, she's my caretaker, and unfortunately, sometimes she gets some of it. I'm not always in the best mood, you know. Sometimes stress hits me, and unfortunately, it's my wife who gets to. It's not that I'm yelling necessarily, or I'm not violent or anything. It just, you project that onto people. Um, if you're negative, that negativity is going to come out one way or another. And even if you don't say anything, that it's still going to come out. So, trying not to project it onto our caretakers is like the hardest thing in the world. And all I can do is apologize ahead of time because I know it's going to happen. I just try really hard for it not to happen. Um, and it's unfortunate, but we're going through this. It's hard, and that's why we need things like this right here, getting out and enjoying life, and just got to get away from the everyday, everything that's going on. So are the tumors shrinking? We have no clue yet. Radiation can take up to 6 months, and it'll work in your body for 6 months, they say, 4 to 6 months. So we don't know on that part. What we will have info on is Sunday I go in for blood work, and they will check my CEA, and checking that will actually tell us what the tumors are kind of doing or supposed to. I'm hoping to see a drop in my CEA. It's only been climbing since prior to doing the radiation. We checked my CEA maybe a couple weeks before radiation, so we'll see what it's doing now. And we'll have those results on Monday. So hopefully it's going down or it's stable. And bringing up CEA and shrinking and whatnot, like I said, I have a couple hard stops. There's a couple hard stops and one maybe stop as far as chemo goes. Like I've said before, if my weight drops below 130, it's a hard stop. I will stop no matter what, because I got to bring my weight back up and get it to where I'm not dying because I'm too thin and not enough body mass. The other hard stop is if my liver enzymes are increased, I have to stop, and that's by the doctors. So that's that one. And then the next one is CEA. If my CEA drops down to 0 and we can prove it, prove ctDNA is gone, I'm gonna I'm gonna talk to the doctor about stopping then, see if that would make sense. To me, it would make sense if there's no ctDNA floating around, um, and there's no CEA. I don't see a reason to continue. What is my CEA? Last time it was almost 22, and that's a lot for me. Some people are in the 900s, but you know, I'm at 22. Let's see, hang in there, Tony. You can do this. I can, and thank you for your prayers, Claire. What are your thoughts about protein powder? I do protein powder. I don't do anything with sugar, of course. I do protein powder, and I do OWN. OWN drinks are a vegan one. I'm not vegan necessarily, but you know, they were the ones I was able to tolerate when I was on chemo and radiation last time. So they're my friend. And if you want a link, I can provide you a link. Otherwise I use Mountain Ops powder, and I like it. It's tasty. Sometimes you have to drink your protein, and sometimes even I'll do protein powders or drinks in between meals. Sometimes even if I'm getting lots of nutrients, just depending on what I'm eating and what so like if I say I don't feel like I ate enough protein for lunch, I'm gonna do a protein drink. Am I taking any turmeric? I was in the when I was doing the alternative method, or trying to cure alternatively, but I haven't been lately. No, I have not. So there's that one. The turmeric tea. No, I'm doing soursop. That's what I'm doing as far as that goes right now. Teas and so alternatively, right now I'm doing soursop. And that's the tea leaf. I'm not doing the pills or anything. I'm doing green tea whenever I feel like my liver or my kidneys are hurting a little bit or hard, just to bring the enzymes to correct them. And then I'm doing ivermectin and fenbendazole. And that's the alternative stuff I've chosen to stick with for this go round. I gotta try to figure out what's going on with CBG, because I don't know why it's been failing as far as testing when we do kinesiology. So yeah, I mean, there's so many things you can do too. I mean, there's an endless list of suggestions of what to take alternatively. It just where do you draw the line, and which one do you want to take on? You know, that's what it comes down to. You can there's a point where there's too many things to try, and this is where the government has failed us. I know you guys, some of you are anti-pharma, anti-government, and I am too. And you know, between pharma and the government, until they get out of the way, we're not going to have answers to which one of these alternative methods need to be used for which disease. Because there's so many different types of cancer, and it's not just the different kinds of cancer, but there's also different genetics of each kind of cancer. And those different genetics of each cancer take something different to cure that. For instance, you know, they did the genetic testing on my tumor and found out one of those chemos they were giving me is the wrong kind, and that it doesn't work to cure that. So they've taken that completely off the table and put something else in that has a better chance of taking care of the tumor. We just gotta get big pharma and government out of the way so we can figure this out better. There are better ways to cure. I wholeheartedly believe it. I don't think that there's plants just behind me, around me. I mean, this manzanita right here has some kind of medicinal property. every plant seems to have some kind of medicinal property. It's just the government won't get out of the way, and everybody's got their hand in somebody's pocket, and until we get rid of that, we're SOL. Um, and there is something that people have forgotten, is that we, in the Declaration of Independence, they put in there that we have the right to overthrow the government. Um, Unfortunately, we don't have the balls to do it no more. I mean, that's plain and simple, and all there is to it. Everybody relies on the government, and they forgot that we actually have the power. It's not them. They don't have the power. We do, and we have the voice. And until we actually all come together and decide that we need to do something about it, this is where we're at. We're going to be stuck with big pharma. We're going to be stuck with what they tell us, and this is all that we can do, because that's all they want us to do. They don't want us to cure on something that's inexpensive. So think about that. Take that where you will. I know I try not to rant too much about that, but big pharma and government, they're in the way. The World Health Organization, they're in the way. They need to go away. They shut down one of my videos on here just because they didn't like what I had to say. The World Health Organization, I went against their standards, and they made me do a big old class on YouTube, and they gave me a warning, and they're serious. They don't want us getting in the way. And these YouTube channels that everybody's watching, and this is the only research going on. It's individual, and it's hard because it's not double blind. It's not research that's being done and recorded properly. It's just what we feel. It's not the way we should be doing things, but it's the only way we have to try to get something done. The tumors, they are 1 centimeter and smaller. So they're very small. So that's why they're very adamant that I'm still curable. We just got to get this tumor DNA. What I'm seeing is the tumor DNA, the circulating tumor DNA. I keep saying ctDNA. That's what that is. We got to get that out of my body. Until we kill off that, and that's what the chemo's for, is to help kill off the ctDNA. Until we kill off that ctDNA, I can't be cured. As long as that's in my body floating around, I cannot be cured. Yes, the tumor size does have something to do with it, but in reality, it's still that DNA that's in my body. And maybe, just maybe, those 3 tumors, maybe that is maybe that's what was causing the ctDNA, and maybe that's what was causing the CEA to rise. And that's what I'm hoping. I hope when I go in on Monday, they say, wow, your CEA is 0. What'd we do? Well, you guys didn't do much. You guys zapped it, and I took medicine that I thought was right, So we'll see what happens. But that's my hopes, is one day I go in after a blood test and they say it's all gone. But that's what the chemo's for, to filter through the blood, kill that DNA. I don't know if you can kill DNA necessarily, but that's what they think. So I've got to go with what they've researched for now, because I'm spreading the truth, and they can't have that. Nope, they sure can't, Squirrel. And the more we spread the truth, the better off we all are. And at some point in time, they may just shut everybody down, but we just have to be cautious what we say. For instance, I'm not a doctor. I'm not spreading anything or telling you what to do or what could cure you, because I don't know. That's what they want us to say. But I can tell you, I know some things that did not work for me. And because they did not work for me, I'm hoping that that is some evidence that we can apply to other, or maybe somebody out there is sitting there tabulating everything, and what's the word for it? maybe that's the research that will bring stuff together and make a better understanding of what will work for what tumor, what genetics. But like I said, until they do and they actually take note, it's not going to happen because it's not just ctDNA. It's called cells containing. Yeah, if there's cells. So what that's about is the ctDNA is DNA of the circulating tumor, and what this person, I think Jane, is saying is that the cells are still in the blood and they're floating around, and that's what we're basically trying to kill from, and that I believe is the understanding. So yeah, if we can kill off those cells, maybe we can get rid of it. Uh, we're gonna give it a try. I have not heard of bio. Gosh, my eyes! I swear, I need to get glasses, but I'm not going in until after chemo. BioBrand. No, I have not heard of BioBrand. And hello, Off Grid. Um, one of these days, I'm gonna get Off Grid on here. They can. I know that they probably would do a collaboration with me. Like I said, I'm always looking for people who want to get on here and chat with me. So maybe one of these days we can do that. But what is that, Squirrel? I've not heard of that. But like I said, there's also just tons and tons of um, different things out there. Hank's just gonna lay in the dirt. I don't blame him. It's good for you. He's grounding. Hank's just grounding. That's what we're gonna call that. Good morning, Skittles. So like I said, there's just too many to try everything. And you know, how many of you guys on here, just show of hands, maybe just put a period or something, or me or something. How many of you have tried alternative cures? Because you know, that's it's not an easy thing, number one, to take on. Back to my coin, I should never give in to fear. You have to be fearless. You have to know when to quit. If you're on, and please do, please, like I said, drop if you've tried alternatives. Here's the thing: you better know your body. If you're doing alternative cure, you better know kinesiology, and you better have an oncologist or a surgeon or somebody monitoring you. You Some people are doing alternative medicine because it's all they can afford and all they've got. They don't have insurance. They don't have anything to do as far as getting on. They don't have the means to do regular conventional medicine. And even at that, you can learn kinesiology. Very least. I mean, that is like the one main thing that I recommend and preach and just cannot say enough about is if you're gonna do this, you better have something in your pocket telling you if it's working or not, if it's the right drug or alternative stuff for you or not. You need to have something that tells you, because if you're not doing this with an oncologist or you're not doing this with a naturopath, if you're having to do this because you don't have the funding, the money, the insurance, you got to go and learn something about your body and know how to understand it, engage what you need. Otherwise, you will fail, you will die, and that's all there is to it. If you're doing this and you have insurance and you want to try because you don't want to go chemo, you don't want those poisons, good for you. I don't blame you one bit. I'm not going to try to talk anybody out of it, but I am going to give you that warning. You're playing with fire. I lucked out as far as I'm concerned that it did not metastasize, but I still truly 100% believe that fenbendazole and ivermectin are what kept me from metastasizing. Without one of those, I don't know which one, but without those, I definitely feel that I would have not come out as good as I did, even though I have a local reoccurrence. It's my fault also for not doing fenbendazole and ivermectin after surgery, but I also wasn't testing very strong on it, but you know, that little bit of weakness, I should have read it better, and I should have known that I needed to take it sooner. But I'm on it now, and I'm giving her all I got, and you know, it's where we're at. Surgeon and the oncologist, they both, nobody has said that, hey Tony, you screwed up, you should have done everything the way we said, or you know, or you wouldn't have been in here. Nobody has said that, and I appreciate that, because I don't want to think that I screwed up and that I took a risk and risked my, you know, well-being and family and everything. Hank, a little water. I don't know if you guys can see where, yeah, I don't want to be out of the frame, but let's try and get Hank in there. So let's see what we got here real quick. So Skittles says she'd chat. I think it's pretty positive it's a she. Because you guys have screen names, I can't remember half the time. I believe, Skittles, are you the one that I said that I'd give a challenge coin to if you went out into the main room at the cancer center and started up a conversation? I don't remember if that's you or not. You, you know, it's okay if you want to come on here, Skittles. I would love to have you on here. Yes, you are. Okay, I'd love to have you on here. You know, and if you're saying you'd like to chat, but you're shy, here's the thing. There's only one person I can see on this screen right now, other than your guys' comments, and that's me. I cannot see you. It's not like a Zoom meeting. You're not standing up in front of people. You're just talking with me. So if you ever want to, you just tell me. I'll invite you. Jane said, I ate some fenbendazole, LOL. Yeah, it takes a little bit more than just some. I'm taking, what is it, almost 2,000 milligrams a day still. And I take 80 milligrams of ivermectin a day. And speaking of which, yesterday, I can't remember in the morning, or not yesterday, the day before yesterday, when I was, what brought me up to being maybe sick is that I think I actually might have taken too many. I can't remember if I took my ivermectin or not, and I took another one, and that may have been part of it too. Maybe I overdid it. How long after surgery did I start taking the Fenben again? So September 26th was surgery. December 25th, Christmas morning, I found out that I had the ctDNA still. And that's when I picked up the fenbendazole and started eating it again, or taking it. Jane, no, I'm not taking anything that is dog or horse related. I'm taking all human grade stuff. The fenbendazole powder I'm taking is the stuff from Happy Healing store. It seems to be the only thing I can get now, and it's the only thing that I'm trusting right now. The one I was taking, I don't know what happened to it, but it's gone. And you know, so be it. It's gone. Maybe it wasn't working, but I tested that stuff with the lab, the stuff I was taking from Amazon, and Scenair Labs. It was good stuff, according to the lab. So, not sure what happened there, but you know, I'll just keep taking the powder. The powder I just put on a spoon, put it on my tongue, take a swig of water, and it all just goes down. It does not dissolve well in water, so it just goes down. I'm taking the powder, and be careful if you take the powder like I do. You take a deep breath, so that way you don't inhale it. I take a deep breath, slowly exhale, start drinking water, and just let it go to the back of my throat and down, and you know, it's gone. The powder's bad for the liver? I don't know about that. The granules, the dog granules, are not good for you, in my opinion. So when I had the Safeguard tested, only 20% of what's in that packet is fenbendazole. The rest is God knows what. Salts are one of the things the lab called out, and I don't know what else, what other binders are in that. I'm not worried about it being bad for the liver, because I'm always watching my liver. Like I've said, you can feel right here, If it's sore, if it's hard, you will know that something's wrong. Um, the rest of the stuff allows it to go through the gut. Uh, Maybe it does. I don't know. I mean, if you want it in your blood, we got to digest it at some point, and it's got to get in. But getting past the stomach, I think, is important. I think that getting past the stomach is probably the most important thing, because you got to get that fenbendazole to stay intact uh, until it gets to where it can absorb. Uh, the dog one, the Safeguard, I tried the Safeguard, and all I can tell you is I feel sick while I'm on it. I feel I just don't like it. You want to talk about my gut hurting and my liver hurting? That's when it really did hurt. Um, so I don't know. I'm sure. Well, here we go again, Jane. Government, big pharma, get out of the way and test this stuff the right way. Get out there and actually do what you're supposed to be doing and helping people, and instead of putting they just don't like it because we can afford this off the shelf. So, Panicure Dog Bin, powered by Merrick. Yeah, that's the one a lot of people also like. I just, it's just not the direction I went. I went with fenbendazole, just straight up fenbendazole. I want just the pure powder. Um, I do, a lot of it is that you need to have animal fats to help carry it. And I do animal fats, so I'm not really worried about it not go. That's my carrier for it, is the animal fats. Off-grid tiny house. I think I know where you guys are from, but where are you guys located in the world? Curious. Anybody else want to drop where they're from right now? I love seeing all the different places in the world everybody's from, different states. How many people are in Arizona that are tuning in? It's always an interesting little thing to see pop up. Ontario, Canada. Okay, Canada. For some reason I thought it was somewhere else. I thought Europe and Connecticut. Connecticut for squirrel. I think I've seen that before. Indiana for Skittles. I knew that one. Who else do we have? Where are we from? What's the weather like where you at? Like I said, we've got wind today. It will help cool it off a little bit, but at the same time, we're bringing our temperatures back up. I think we're heading into spring finally. The snowstorm we had the other day might have been our last one. Doesn't excite me, but it's dark and cold. Don't like dark and cold, Jane. That's too bad. I'm sorry. Of course, it is probably nighttime over there, right? So, we'll take the weather with what it gets, and summer's good too. It is. Makes it easier to hike. I just might get out a little earlier. So we got the 50s in let's see, Squirrel was from, give me a second, Connecticut. So 50s in Connecticut, that's same as here today, right now anyway. Wisconsin, a few miles away from Green Bay, cool. Yeah, so you guys are, everybody's, I've had everybody from Africa, I've had Australia, I guess it's just wherever not Facebook, but YouTube is pushing my channel. They kind of 40s in Indiana. Not too bad, not too bad. Indiana's a nice place to visit. My son actually, him and his wife keep thinking about moving back there because she has family there. And I just can't warn them enough. Ice storms, winter's not what it is here. And, we've got it nice here in Arizona. We've got open areas where you can go hiking. We got a lot of national forests. We got a lot of open public ground. And Indiana, Ohio, those kind of places, you don't have that like you do here. And it just, that's hard for me. I don't understand how to just be able not to go four-wheeling or hiking, whatever. And all the snow and ice, I'm good. I like what we get. Claire says 33 and 2 inches of snow overnight. Hey, 2 inches. We'll take every inch we could get here, and we didn't get it. There's an article about a woman who hurt her liver with the powder, and Fenbid dog. Fenbid does not have much harm potential. And that may be because there's also not, it doesn't have as much harm potential, because to take 2,000 milligrams a day would be 10 packets of the dog dewormer. That's a lot. That's a whole lot. And most people aren't doing that. Most people are probably doing 222 milligrams a day, and that's why they're not hurting their liver. But there are things to protect your liver. You got your milk thistle, your tutica, you got your, green tea. They're just things that you can do to protect your liver and your kidneys. And once again, I'm gonna say it, if your body needs it, you won't have a problem with it. If you use marijuana for anything, how many people use marijuana? I'm open about it, and if you're not, that's fine. Marijuana, if you're using it and you're using it correctly, for instance, one of the strains I've got is it's called the Oracle. It's supposed to be the strongest in the world. It's something I grow or have grown in the past. It's right around 50% THC, and I can smoke that and not be high. And yet other people use it, and with marijuana, if you're using it recreational and you don't have a purpose for it, you're going to be high. That's why other people are high on what I use. And because I use it medicinally, I don't necessarily get high. Yeah, I know. Okay, so cannabis is a lifesaver. Yes, it is. Off-grid, yes, 222 milligram pack in the morning and one before bed. I don't remember. Are you fighting cancer, or are you doing it preventive? But see, that's only 444 milligrams, which is not that much technically. And some say you don't need a lot, some say you do. I just found a comfortable point where I'm at, and that's where I use it. I've been up to 6,000 milligrams, and yes, my liver hurt then. Skittles, I got a funny story for you. So last time I was in Indiana, nope, it is not legal there. And marijuana I used to sleep as well. And I actually went down to a furniture store, and it was also an herbal store / multiple things down there by the Ohio River. And I got the Deltas, and they were kind of all melted together. I took one and I gave my buddy one, and about an hour later, we were both so out of it, I mean, lack of better words, high, that I was floating above my body for over 12 hours. Didn't realize how much I took, but that is a prime example. If you don't need it, you're going to be high. And that was kind of a bad experience, actually. The Deltas, be very cautious with. It's amazing they're legal in Indiana. Hemp is legal in Indiana, but marijuana is not. Kind of sad, actually. We need to go 50 state legal. We need to just get over it. Yes, there's always going to be people abusing it. There's always going to be somebody ruining something that is good for others, and it's unfortunate. But at the same time, we need just the plain downright stoners, and that's all they are. They're not using anything medicinal, just to be able to pass this stuff and get it through legislation and get it legal. But like I said, if you're using stuff for medicinal purpose and you're using it correctly, it's not going to hurt you. That's why I believe the fenbendazole does not hurt me, does not hurt my liver. Um, People abuse legal drugs as well. Exactly, Skittles. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Um, Big Pharma, blame for most of it, it seems. Um, you know, I'll always go that direction. I know they can maybe have a couple good things out there, but most of them, you read their you know, their side effects and possibilities, and it's like, man, I think it's better not to take this than it is to take it. And not taking it, I, you know, I don't know how they can get away with just making customers instead of curing people. I don't get. I mean, I do, because I know it's just lining all these politicians' pockets heavily. I mean, these people making 140,000 a year should never get into the multi-million and, you know, almost billionaire status by being a public servant. I mean, if that's the case, I'm in the wrong kind of public service, obviously, because nobody's lining my pocket. Got to put these glasses on to see anything. Squirtle says they don't have souls at all. No, they do not. No morals, no souls. They don't care about us. Um, Far more afraid they're legal than I am marijuana. 100% agree. Anything, in my opinion, anything I can take from the earth that God has provided and make medicine out of it without adding chemicals or just using the straight plant itself is better for you, period. I don't know how many people, with the raise of hands here or whatever, how many people know what a drug really is. Go ahead, I'll take a second. How many people know what a drug really is? Because I'm going to give you the answer. And in this answer, some of you may say, oh, I knew that. But how many of you know what a drug really is? Okay, here's the answer. So many years ago, all we had was herbs. And they noticed that an herb, this herb right here, just like this, well, this manzanita right here, they took this manzanita leaf and said, and I don't know what manzanita actually can cure, but the natives used to nibble on it, say, and it cured whatever. And they said, oh, okay. So that there cured X. So what in that cured that? They took it, they dissected it, and they said, oh, see that gene right there, or that molecule, that's what cured that disease. They take that, and then they said, how can we chemically make this to where we can mass produce it? Because going out and digging up a root or whatever, the amount that you need to cure might be a lot of product. So they took that and they synthesized it, and then they put it in a pill and they said, here, take this. This will cure you. Well, what happened when they stripped all this away to find that one molecule, they stripped away everything that prevents side effects. So now you have side effects because you're taking only that one molecule, it's a chemical now, instead of the whole plant. When you took the whole plant, you don't have the side effects. When you have a headache and you smoke marijuana and that headache goes away, you don't have side effects because you use the whole plant. When you smoke a dab that they've separated and it's not full spectrum, the reason you have a headache after smoking that is because you now don't have the whole plant preventing the side effects. So that's what a drug is. It's a synthesized POS that they got from an herb that we can still take today and we still grow. And that's why the list of side effects is a mile long. You're taking chemicals that don't belong in your body. And you're taking chemicals that don't belong in your body, and you need those other parts of that plant and that herb to fully get what you need out of that and not have all the side effects and the problems that go along with it. And Claire put that, you know, she totally agrees. My mom used plants off the land for healing and sickness. It 100%, 100%. You know, there's only a few people in the world that even know what each herb and what every plant can really do for you. But this is where the kinesiology really comes into play. A good naturopath, not a quack. And be careful out there. There's naturopaths think they're naturopaths, and they're just quacks. You know, medicine doctors, not medicine. What is that? Yeah, snake oil doctor. That's what it is. Selling snake oil. Watch out for snake oil. Snake oil is not what we're after. We are not thinking, hey, let's this tonic right here, that's gonna cure y'all and cure everything. Stop believing that. You got to believe in what is really out there. Give me a second. I know this one's just kind of going on today. And as long as we have people here, I'm gonna just keep talking because you know, you guys deserve some attention. I don't know. I've got to look at these and see if I can't make videos out of these somehow, cut pieces out of them. I'm sure you can. I just need to do it because we've really had some good discussion today. Anyhow, like I said, back to just if you're using something for what it's meant for, you're not gonna have side effects. You're not gonna have problems, and that's why, like I said, the Fenbid. Take it how you want, what you feel is correct. Only you know what's actually right for you, and that's all there is to it. Glad I made the show for this. Yeah, I'm glad everybody showed up for this one today. And like I said, if I get off grid or somebody to come on here, I'd love it. You know, all I gotta do is hit the invite button and you guys will be on the show. Just all you gotta do is point the camera at yourself and I'll run most of the show, you know that. Or maybe I'll get to take a break. What do you think caused your rectal cancer? Well, Jane, that's a good question. So we know my mother died when I was 5 of breast cancer. Her father died when I was 5 of something down here. The best that I've been able to find is, I'm told when they opened him up, he was full of cancer, and that, you know, they didn't know where it started. So I don't know as far as genetics go. I was genetically tested for the gene mutation, and I have no gene mutation, none whatsoever. So what caused my cancer? Environmental, food. I'm not a cigarette smoker, never have been. Told you guys that story I think yesterday or the day before. I used to consume a lot of sugar, so maybe sugar. It's hard to say. I mean, what do I think caused my cancer? Bad luck? I have no clue. Here's what I do know. And this is the one thing that I can say 100% for certain about what caused my cancer. God has a plan, and it's not our place to question it. And I'm not saying that caused my cancer, but I'm just saying God has a plan, and that's why I have cancer. these shows, the videos I do, I think and I feel that, and there's that feeling, but you know, I truly believe that's why I do have cancer. I believe that that's my purpose for the majority of the rest of my life is I have cancer, and my purpose is to show people what you can do with cancer. I thought at first it was going to be my purpose was to show how you can cure alternatively with cancer, and I have since put that to the wayside. I believe that it's saying or going out and showing you guys what I can do, even going through bad times, going down to nothing in life, whatever it is that it leads me to. I believe that's God's plan. I have no right to question it, and I'm gonna keep, as Squirrel said, doing God's work and spreading my story, and I'm gonna show everybody what can be done. I've got one right here, Skittles. She is very shy. I know if she would get out in that cancer center, sorry, I'm not trying to throw you under the bus here, Skittles, but I'm just saying this, you know, if I encourage you to get out of the private room, go strike up a conversation, 100% you are going to help somebody, and somebody is going to help you, and everything is going to everything's going to get easier for you. It's us sitting there moping, not having somebody to talk to, and not able to articulate what we are going through, and not being able to share what we're going through with someone else is hard on us. I think that we've got to be able to voice it. I believe, you know, this is a this right here is my therapy in a sense, which is also helping others at the same time. But I'm gonna get Skittles either on the show, or I'm gonna get her to talk to somebody one way or another. You know, she can do this. I know she can. And you know, that's all there is to it. I'm gonna see what Jane said. Recent research has also identified concerning connections between cancer, beverages, early onset colorectal cancer. I mean, which beverages? I mean, you know, mine is rectal. I mean, I'm classified colorectal, but mine is actually more classified rectal. I don't know. I have no clue on that. I don't know what research is real anymore either. That's the other problem. The C word is incredibly isolating. So a lot of people don't even like to say cancer. They don't like to say that word. A lot of people like to say F cancer. F, you know, they like to say stupid cancer. They like to say all kinds of negative things about cancer. Show of hands, how many people have talked negative about cancer in that way? F cancer, or I hate cancer, or posted something like that about cancer. I'm gonna tell you, I won't. I will not. I don't mind saying cancer. It is what it is. I understand you don't want to give it power, but we're giving it more power, in my opinion, by F cancer, about talking negative about cancer. I believe that we're giving it more power by not talking about it, by isolating ourselves because of it. That is where the power is coming from. It's not from saying the word. I have cancer. I'm Tony Miller. I have stage 3 rectal cancer. I tell people on a daily basis, and I change people's lives on a daily basis because I am open about that, and I don't say anything negative about it, because just like on YouTube, you guys were on here the other day when the person said they hate me. Okay, I found that person finally. I looked them up. They're nobody. Their channel name is actually I Hate You. So apparently they hate everybody. And what's interesting about that, a negative comment on a post can go a long, 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 long way. You can drive a post further by having a negative comment on a post than you can 100 positive comments. And that's all there is to it. But if we know we have cancer, we tell people, yep, I got cancer, I'm gonna beat that. And we show cancer that we're not afraid of it, instead of being afraid of it, because that's what, in my opinion, is what's going on by talking negative to it. We're not putting it on a podium by saying the word. We are not. We're identifying it and telling it we're going to kick its ass. And if you got to believe it that way, you got to believe that it's not in control. If you're avoiding the word and you're F cancer this, F cancer that, take a second and think about that. You already just let it win. And if you're letting it win like that, you're going to let it win overall. So no, I'm not going to talk bad about cancer. And I'm not going to not use the word. Because I'm going to show it who's boss. It's not the boss. Now, what about that? Do you agree with that? Because, like I said, you're only showing fear by not addressing it. You're only showing fear by not sharing your story. You're only showing fear by not saying what it is. So, that's my take on that one. Well, that's why you guys tune in, Squirrel. I have a totally different outlook on things. People, this is a really nice piece of wood, by the way. And Hank's just over here. I know, Squirrel. That's why you guys tune in. That's why people have come to this channel. They know that I'm a little different. That I'm gonna do things differently. I'm gonna, we got Italy. Thank you. I'm just not gonna. I'm not giving in. What about you? So here's what I'm thinking. We got Hank's birthday coming up on the 26th. And this is the longest live show I've ever done, probably. But we'll see if anybody's tuned in for the post show to this point. And I'll reiterate this tomorrow. We have Hank's birthday on the 26th. Who wants to help celebrate it with me? I see your message there, Off Grid. I'll get to that here later. Thank you. So before we go into Hank's birthday, just so you know, you can get a hold of me very easily. If you need to message me on a regular messenger, you can always go to Facebook. It's still Tony's Everyday Life. Everything's the same. Okay, back to Hank. I know that sounded like a commercial. Hank's birthday is the 26th. What do we say? Who would like to join in and celebrate it with me? Uh, I'll do a bingo night. We can chat more on the 26th. That's Wednesday. I got some stuff going on during the day, but maybe like 5 o'clock Arizona time. We can. That still puts us at 8 o'clock. Maybe, yeah, about 8 o'clock East Coast. You guys are still awake. Um, and we'll do a bingo night. What do you say? Anybody interested in that? I've got bingo cards already ready. All I got to do is say that I want to host a show. I don't know what he's doing. He's digging into this manzanita over here. You'll do it, Claire. That'd be awesome. Squirrel. So yeah, we got a couple people to do it. Okay, cool. I can do quite a few cards. I can do like up to 400 cards if we had to. It'd be fun. And what we'll do is we'll play for a challenge coin. All the winners of however many games we play, maybe we'll play for an hour. Maybe I'll do 1 or 2 challenge coin giveaways for all the winners. So we'll do a drawing at the end. And then I'll get them mailed out to you guys, because that's what I do. I'm gonna have to make more soon, so hopefully I'll push for some donations on here later to help make them, because I was gonna sell them. I like giving them away. Lisa, I still have your 2 waiting for when you get here. I know you guys are eventually gonna make it here, but you know, I can mail coins to people or whatever. If someone needs one, I like to challenge them to do something, and that's what gets them a coin. Skittles, if you go, my challenge to you, and maybe if you get on here, Skittles, maybe I'll give you a challenge coin for doing that too. I'll give whoever wants to get on here and tell their story, I'll give a challenge coin. Like I said, it's real easy. Just collaborate. All you have to do is have a camera pointed at you and make sure your microphone is on and we can hear you. So, what else we got going today? Anybody got anything else they'd like to talk about real quick? I mean, we're 72 and a half minutes. Wow. It's unreal. And I'm just up here getting some sun. I know, a little pasty white, but it's okay. It's not as white as that, So let's see. So if you're tuning in still, awesome, thank you. I don't know how many people showed up for the entire thing. Did anybody actually watch almost the entire thing? She wishes someone else would go first. Oh, Skittles. So I don't blame you. It's hard. Hey, I'm gonna tell you, you guys saw the picture of me in my boxers, and I also released a video this morning. The video this morning I released was more towards ostomy patients, people who have a bag already, and they need what's it called? Some tips. That's what I did on that one. But yes, totally in my underwear. Not on that one. That one I had my sweatpants on, but I made a video totally in my underwear. Oh, Squirrel, you'll tell your story? Okay, cool. Do you have a preferred day that I can invite you on? Keep in mind this weekend, tomorrow I'm gonna do a 15-minute segment because I got showings at 10:15. And then Saturday and Sunday, I don't know if I'm gonna have a good enough internet. And then Monday is chemo, so that won't be a good day. So tell me what day is good for you. In the meantime, apricot seeds. Yes, I've tried apricot seeds. I got up to about 10 a day. I didn't like the way they made me feel. The feeling was a high feeling, and I just didn't like it. It was a different kind of high, kind of like a floaty head high with sparkling lights, and yeah, I just really didn't care for that. So that's why I don't do apricot seeds. I think only a couple a day. I think only a couple a day in the mix with everything else. Yeah, well, that's what, you know, once again, how many different things? How many different? Um, oh, okay. Which surgery did you have, Squirrel? I'm just curious. Um, I know surgery, laid up almost 6 weeks, but after week 2, I was trying to get up and move around and really didn't care for sitting around. I had to move around, but that's just me. Squirrel has my name I should probably have. I'm probably the squirrel master as well. Uh, but yeah, so, yes, you could mix them into the mix of things, but once again, which one is working for what? And, you know, I can show you guys something that someone sent me once. They said that their husband cured of cancer, colorectal cancer. I opened it up and so when you scroll on your phone, it took like probably 4 or 5 finger swipes of all the different things they were doing. Um, Maybe they did cure from one of those things, but which one, we don't know. Uh, that's just back to, you know, which, what is, what's actually working. That's why we need more help with real research. I mean, they've done studies on mice and rats on tumors, and you can read a lot of studies about fenbendazole and ivermectin and apricot seed, and well, it's actually the kernels, but um, there is a lot of stuff out there on rats. The baking soda, I'm telling you, that's the video that got taken down. Baking soda, bicarbonate. They injected though, and like I said before, um, I was shut down for the video I had, but I think the baking soda would have killed the tumor if I could have had a way of injecting it directly into the tumor. There are studies that you can find on PubMed where they injected baking soda into rat tumors that they actually placed on the side of rats, and the tumor did dissolve or went away, died, whatever, um, from being injected. Uh, Melatonin, I know a gentleman, like I said, that's what got me started on baking soda. He was putting it on his skin cancer, making a paste with the coconut oil, and I saw it with my own 2 eyes. His cancer was gone. Um, you know, that's that. So there's something out there. There definitely is, but it just, which way do you go? They could have, yeah, they could have frozen it. Frozen it. Sorry, because I'm behind. If you guys are getting commercials, it puts you guys a few minutes behind. So um, sometimes these comments don't make much sense to me on frozen it. I don't understand that, but there's a lot of stuff out there. Just you got to watch how much you research at the same time. Um, you got to choose a path to take, and I've chosen my path, and it's the path I'm going to stick on. It's the path I'm going to continue to take, and you know, that's that. Okay, now I want to touch on that tiny house. Off-Grid Tiny House said the baking soda balances your body pH from acidity. And Jane put, you can drink baking soda. You guys are correct. But for the research, if you research it further, you're going to find baking soda, or you can only change your pH. You cannot change your blood pH. And that's where you got to change it if you want it to go into a tumor, because a tumor is feeding off a blood vessel. So yes, it takes it right into it. And you have to feed your blood pH, or change your blood pH to make that work. Consuming baking soda, and this is why I was putting it directly on the rectal tumor. Consuming baking soda only change the pH in your stomach, saliva, and urine and sweat. You cannot change your blood pH. You don't believe me? Research it. You'll see it. You'll find it. You cannot change your blood pH. It's pretty much impossible. Have some water, Hank. If you could change your blood pH, go into a alkali diet and water and everything else, you'd be golden. You would kill cancer. Because yes, cancer cells are acidic. They know this. This is a fact. Finding a doctor that'll inject it directly into a cancer cell, though, or a tumor, that is the hard part. Tiny House put, your blood is designed to already balance your body's pH in the blood. Yeah, there's nothing you can do about it. You cannot change it. If you do change it, we're talking maybe a point, a tenth or a hundredth. I truly don't believe you're going to ever change your body pH. When I was reading up on it, I did see, and I wish I could have had my surgeon do this. There are practices where they do inject bicarbonate and flood the surgical areas in surgeries. I'm not certain what surgeries that is, but I do know that they do. I'm hoping maybe they did, maybe without me even knowing. Of course, you don't find your surgical notes on your in your portals and stuff because they don't like to provide that for some reason. But that would be awesome. Just if I had a tumor that I could, like on my arm, if there was a tumor there, I would be tempted to every day hit it with a little bit of bicarbonate. I have medical grade injectable bicarbonate at home. I was ready. I just couldn't find somebody. I mean, I don't know how they would even reach in there and do it, but I was on the verge of trying to find somebody. Problem is that it spreads into the tissue and you have to get it all, so freezing is better than injecting. Freezing the bicarbonate, I'm guessing. So I don't understand that one. I'm sorry. There was a Trojan horse method. I saw mixing baking soda with maple syrup dissolved. So when the cells eat the sugar, the baking soda joins the ride. I still doubt it. If so, it would still have to be injected into the blood. I mean, freeze the tumor with liquid nitrogen, LOL. Oh, I gotcha. Before removing it. Okay. Yeah, I don't think they did that. Consuming baking soda can make your blood too alkali, which can cause other health. Well, once again, you cannot change your blood pH. Do the research. You'll see that you cannot change your blood pH. If you think you can, get a pH stick and test your blood. You have to test your blood though. You're going to need a bit of blood to check pH. You would almost have to probably have like 2 cc's to check it properly. But I'm telling you, you're not going to change your blood pH. You just can't. It has to be injected into the blood system to change that, and I think that would, back to, which can cause other health issues. Yeah, I'm sure it probably could, and I don't think that's the way to go. I think there is something to it. I just think that we don't know what it is, and I don't think that people or researchers or big pharma is going to tell us, because that's if baking soda is all it took, or bicarbonate, billions of dollars down the drain. Billions. That's all there is. That's all there is to it. Big Pharma, be out the door. We're not gonna cure cancer because cancer, it pays too many bills. Too many people, too many politicians, you know, they're profiting off of us. So that would be that. So what else we got today? I told you guys I'd stay on here as long as you want. Who's been on here the longest? How long have you been on here? Have you been on here for over an hour or half an hour? How long? Let's drop some comments if you guys would. Tell me. I'm interested to see who's been here the longest. I know which names have been coming up here and there. I'm pretty sure Jane's been on for most of the time, and Skittles came in. I think, I don't know, she might have been there at the beginning, might have been there a little bit later. But it excites me to see who's been here. And most people aren't going to see it this far on the post show. I wonder just how many people will actually watch this whole video. Because I've never done an hour and a half video, and that's almost where we're at now. We're at 86 minutes. I appreciate all of you for tuning in, though. I know Hank keeps trying to take me out with his leash. But no, I do. I appreciate every single one of you. I'll get, thank you. Yeah, 8 minutes in. I've been here since 8 minutes. Wow, Claire, you and I been here since the beginning. Squirrel, yep, I remember seeing that. And we're gonna get Squirrel on here. I'll get you on here maybe in next week. Maybe Tuesday would be a good day. Actually, Squirrel, if Tuesday would work for you, that would probably work good for me because my wife has an appointment in Flagstaff, and her and her friend are driving over there, and I'll be just kind of I don't know. I don't know what I'll be doing on Tuesday or how I'm going to be feeling. I'll be still getting chemo through the pump. I will have already had the chemo, the main chemo, and you know, it'd be a good day to talk. We can do that. Skittles is 30 minutes late. Not bad, Skittles, considering you got a whole hour in. So yeah, we'll get Squirrel Master on here Tuesday. Anybody else been on here for a long time today? And then maybe we can get Skittles on here on Wednesday or Thursday, since she wouldn't be first. But yeah, we'll get you guys on here, and then we'll do Hank's birthday on the 26th, on Wednesday night at 5 o'clock. I'll start setting that up. And what you guys will do is you'll just go to a link I provide, and you'll grab your bingo card, and I'll figure out how this works. I've never done it, so it might be a small learning curve. Maybe I'll do a practice one prior to that. So I'm trying to make it another minute and a half because that'll put us right at 90 minutes. And we still have a couple people tuning in. And if you're just tuning in, or you had just tuned in, make sure you rewind this one when it becomes available. Sometimes it comes available right away. Sometimes it takes a little bit for it to populate. But yeah, make sure you check this one out. This one was really, really good. If you're just coming in, this was really good today. I feel like we really covered a lot today and got a lot of good info out there, a lot of good encouragement out there. I know I got to explain things that I do a little differently. And it was just a good day. I appreciate all of you for coming and showing up. And go check out some of my other videos while you're on here. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure you subscribe. I'm trying to hit 5,000 before Friday, and I'd like to do that at least by the end of the weekend. See if we can get that. A good community forming here today. Yes, it was. It was a very good community, and that's what we appreciate. So I'm gonna get out of here. We are officially at 90 minutes right now, and that's a record. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. Like I said, it's gonna be a short 15-minute session, and we will thank you for subbing, and we'll talk to all of you tomorrow. Have a great day.